Hi guys, welcome to today's episode. Today we start outside, and I'm starting with this one now. It's the thicker one. I usually use the thinner one. This one's point 0.016. I think I use the 10 or the 8. I don't remember, but it's a thinner one. It's usually 350 instead of 550. I guess that's how you'll know it's thinner than the other. At least that's how I can tell. Well, before I could tell that way, but now I could tell because of the measurement. But when I first started with all this stuff, that's how I could tell, like, if things are thicker or thinner, or because of the price. Anywho, I only need up to about right here, the second line. I mean, this little line. But I think I'm just gonna work it all, and yeah, I think I'm just gonna put the texture on here because I have these rocks because I want to put texture. Now, usually what I've been learning is you have to anneal your brass. So it means that you have to heat it so hot that it gets like red hot, so that it becomes malleable to shape it. But in this case, I'm not gonna do like an extreme bowl or an extreme shape, like a thumb thing, or something that would go like a jewelry that I would need it to go a certain way. So I'm just gonna like give it texture and then kind of give it a spine shape. And for that, I'm gonna use these rocks. And this one I got on my way to San Francisco on the one. This one we got in San Diego's beaches, and that one is just construction crap or trash. So let me open this and let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna test it out to see if I have to anneal it. But if I get the texture, the banging texture out of this without having to go heat it up, then we'll proceed this one. If not, I'll run to the kitchen and heat it up real quick. I'll try this one. Okay, it's getting dark out here, but before it gets super dark, I picked these up. These are the extension table, like the mid-side section of the dining table. I picked them up from the trash, obviously. And look at them, look. Okay, so I got them, one, because of these beauties and these beauties right here. The hinges. Can you guys see that? You see the hinge? Right there. Sorry, kids are playing with the, or chicken had chickens, kids. So, you see that? So like, it kind of goes around. So I got two hinges right here. Oh, see that one's, this one's kind of out already. So I gotta show you. See, so I got them for the hinges and because of the material. Let me show you. Okay, look at this. This is mostly why I got it. You see these letters? Okay, and it's laminate, so that means I can take this off and use it, right? So, but then I have these cool things too, and two more hinges. So, look. See, I can use that stuff. There's all this stuff right here. Anywho, let's take them apart. Okay, this is the results of our labor. So, here are the hinges. I'm gonna use these in another video, not in this video, but I just want to prepare you for the goodness. I think this one's a little hard, but it's okay. Nothing oil can fix. And if you guys know, I possess oils. Yeah, look how pretty they are. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but like, look at that beauty. Look at it. Just look at it, how pretty that is. And I love that it's just on one side. That way I can put it like on the top and bottom of a book. Right? Like this could be the book or something. It's just gonna have to be like this. Yeah, like this. Not like this. Like this. like this. And then you open the book. Right? It's going to be perfect. Anyways, I have 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I have 2 of these ones. Wait. 2 of the little ones. No, they're 4 of the same. Yeah, they're 4 of this. No. This part is different. And then a tinier one. Oh, so excited. Anyways, enough of ranting about my rust treasure. Okay. I have textured the spine. I wanted it to be like a basic spine with brass, but I figured might as well put a little bit of texture, and I want to put a little bit more by sanding it. Not much. Just I don't want to see those little scrapes, so I'm just gonna give it a lot of scrapes. Let's see. Place your bets, people. Oh, I can cut it. Our next step is to do markings to make our hinges on both sides. To do that, I am going to first I'm going to decide a couple things. One is how wide I want my hinges, and I think I'm going to decide on that based on my tools, right? So what tools I can use to make the hinges. I have this, and if I can find the other one. You know, it's a blessing to have your kids be makers, but it's like a different kind of blessing when they come and take your tools. Do you know what I mean? Like you celebrate it, but then you're like, oh, geez Louise, at the same time. Yep, I lost the other tool. Ugh. Freaking chicken. Okay. We're stuck with these. I have ones that are like precisely for what I was about to make. I guess I can plan on that. On them or this. And then if I find the other ones, I'll call these. Anyway, so based on a tip, like for example, I know my jewelry, it's like a jewelry troller thing. So I can probably use this much. Plus on this one too. So that tells me I need it to be about 1/2 inch. Yeah, about 1/2 inch. I didn't want it that small because it means more cuts, but amen. So whatever it's. Let me see if I have okay, I think this is 1/2 inch ruler. Yes, so I can just mark this every 1/2 inch. And it's approximate because I can use a tool on both ends of the hinge, and you'll see what I'm talking about now. I'm gonna do this, and then there you go. Oh, okay, it's not perfect, but there you go. You see that? So now what I want to do is cut. I think I'm gonna cut every line. At first I was like, maybe every 2 lines. You know what? Let me ask my son. He's right here. Okay, so when your lines are this thick, when you mark it, and you want it to be a little bit more precise and even, what you're going to do is determine whether you're going to stick to cutting on the right side or the left side. On my case, on this side, I'm cutting on the right side, and on this side, I cut on the left side. But I can change that here. I can compensate and go in the middle on this side, and then in the middle on the other side, then move to my right side. So one roly-poly this to the front, one roly-poly to the back. That's what we're gonna do. One roly-poly. The thing with these is they're uneven, so they're like thinner to thicker. So what you have to do is overcompensate. So either that or do this. And you're probably gonna sit there a good, I don't know, but look, that one came out way nicer. I don't know why I did this one, so I was rushed because I was eager beaver. But I don't want it up, I want it more down. So eventually I'll bring it down. But anyways, Amy. Yep. Anyways, can you guys tell I took a break to do one? My bulb went out, so I am using this other thing, and I don't know, I think you guys not even like, it might be even too dark, but I want to start it so that I can do it while I'm watching my show. Anyways, so there we go. Any outie. So just play with it. Any outie. And then do it on both sides. And then we'll see each other in like a week. Just kidding. Sort of. But yeah. Any outie. Okay. So this is what I ended up with. At first I had done a loopy this way and a loopy this way, a loopy this way, and a loopy this way. But it's not what I had in mind. So I had in mind a hinge, right? That came off of these. So in order for it to be able to hinge properly, let me show you. The loopies that come in from this other place have to be able to open and close like this, right? For those loopies to work, this loopy can't be on top of this like I had it. So I took them out so they're like hanging over, not on the thing, but over the thing. You see that? Okay. So now we're there, right? So we're gonna do that one and one of these. So we're good up to there, right? You understand that? Good, good. Okay. Second, I want to remember that thing, planks that we took apart. I want to use the wood from that. So, but I want to use this part right here on this side to cover the cover. So sort of like this one. And two. The tabs that I'll be holding onto here, onto here, and here are going to be out of these soda cans. Let me show you a reference. If you've been here a while in this channel, you see me make this contraption. It's a book in which I show you how to make mega crackle. Ta-da! Anyways, I also show this, the They're like little tabs that hold the paper. In this case, it holds three papers. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 papers onto one rod via metal aluminum tabs, and I use soda for that, soda cans for that. I believe there's a full tutorial of that on this video. I might try to link it, but I also did it for, let me see if I can get it. I'm coming. I'm grabbing the other book. This video. I did it for this video here, which is called an infinity book or infinity journal. But see how the tabs are attached to the metal frame or wire frame. In this one, I think this is the only one I use like little wire, brass wire, and I think in another one I use leather. Actually not in this one, in the other one I made. I use leather accents on it, but I think the actual loop is aluminum that is attached to what I needed to do. This is my grungy, I called it infinity book because you can like obviously flip it for eternal, right? Eternally. Right? Anyways. So, but I think I had this one. Which one did I put as a cover? What? I don't even know. This was so fun to make. I really enjoyed the distressing of this. Okay, I had this one and then this one down here. Like that. Anyway, so we're pretty much going to do this on here. And I just want to show you some examples. To have the other part of the hinge, which would be these. Remember I was showing you a book? Okay, the little tabs from the book. So it's pretty much gonna be like this, right? So the way I did this, I don't know, can you see that they're hot and so they're being annoying, but they want to be in here. So anyway, so I cut the strips of the soda, right? So it comes out like that. Then I sanded them like so. So just to take off the little wax or coating. Then I do this lines. I don't know if, again, let me see if you can. I do this lines right here. Can you see them, the lines in here? Okay, and the way I did that was, I had a thicker one. I did this like 4 years ago or 3 years ago, and I've done it throughout my 5 years of YouTube channel. I've done it a few times in different ways, but the way I do it the most is with this. But I used to have a thick one that's like thicker. I don't like this one, I guess, because it's a very thin line. I like it thicker. So I just really, I just grab my, after it's been like that, I just grab it and pretty much just use my finger as a guide and try to do a straight line. I don't really care if it's straight or not. As you could tell, I just do a line, 2 lines, just so that it doesn't look like a straight piece of something. So I do 2 lines. Then I paint it. This, because it's metal, it has to be either enamel or a spray can, like one of those cans. And so I did that. Then what I want to do, so it looks a little bit rugged or metallic, I want to sand it a tiny bit, just so that these lines come out. Then what I want to do is I want to cut this in half. And then in half again. Just like that. And that's how we're gonna make 16 tabs. Then we are going to attach them to here. I don't know if I should wait to finish the edges off, because I wanted to put something on the edges. So let's cut these first and then figure out if I'm gonna put something in the edges, because I don't like this kind of unfinished edges. So let's find something for that. And I started with my back cover. That way if I mess up, it's in the back cover, right? That's something I learned the hard way. Let me see. Kind of picked. I'm gonna put leather corners on it. That's why this molding is not all the way to there. But let's see. So I already have it marked where my little thingies are gonna go. Here. Let me fold it in half-ish. And then I put it there. And I want to kind of eyeball to mirror this. Although ideally, I think I should maybe use this in here. I should have a proper spacer. But I can like always lift it to its, you guys see my marks right there? Okay, there. Okay. Okay, so it's been like a week since we last worked on this. I am certain that you guys know how to put corners, but I grabbed scraps of leather and I just put them on there, on this corners and these corners. I still haven't painted this trim, and I still trying to figure out what to do with this, but that's on the next step, and the next step will come when the next step comes. But for now, we are going to add this because I am eager beaver and I'm dying. So I think it's just, it will help me visualize, because ever since I started this project, it's been like, I think I want this and I think I want that. It's not that it was a real visualization of what I wanted. I know I needed to make me a journal for mixed media. I art, just like, I don't want to be journaling, I want to be arting. I don't know if you know what I mean. Like, so I want it to be messy, and so I want it to be more of a different kind of journal. So I am going to use this for that. So because of that, I want it to have a lot of flexibility as to what I put on the signatures, right? But in any case, I want it to be artsy fartsy on the outside too. So for me to visualize that step, I think I want to start putting it together. I kind of have an idea as to what I want in the inside. I think I want to paint some flowers, but see, like, okay, this is the thing. When I picture myself or visualize myself trying to make mixed media art, is gonna be more like artsy fartsy, like colorful, and that's my go-to when I think of ideas of art. I go to that, right? But when I get down to art and making it, it always comes out dark and like, I don't know why. I promise you guys, I'm not like a mean person or like a dark person whatsoever. I'm like Disneyland and puppies and chickens and farm. But what comes out is like very grungy all the time, and I wish it was, sometimes I was able to disconnect, you know, and not say become that person, but like work on colorful things, you know. I've never put black clothing on none of my kids. I've always believed that, you know, you dress colorful and you're a happy person and blah blah blah, yada yada. And so like for me to always be creating like dark stuff, I don't like it. But somehow I'm not stuck, because I still create, but I'm in that stage where like, come on, Diana, get it together, like that. That's what I tell myself. You know, I read a post today that says you gotta name your like brain. You're like, I don't know. It's not. I don't think it's like your ego or anything. But what did I do? I think this one is too in. I'm really struggling to get it in there. Okay, so I got it in there. Now for the moment of truth. Ready? Oh, that is beautiful. Okay, but I want to arch this a little bit. So give me a second. Okay, so I have this tube that I think is the perfect shape that I want. So if this triggers you that I'm about to like potentially mess this all up, divert your eyes. Ready? And we're gonna eyeball this. It's not really shaping to this. Maybe I need it. Smaller? No, it's not. Let me see if I can find something else. Because look, it's not really arching. I don't know if you could tell. It's not really arching. Let's see if we can find something. Oh, it arched a little bit. But I don't know if you could tell. But not much. Let's see if we can find something else. Okay, I tried this one. Didn't work. So I'm just going to squeeze it. See, that's exactly what I want. I don't want like a peak to it. I want it like a curve. But it will do, I guess. I want to do signatures next. And figuring out how to attach it. I put the other ones inside and I curl them like a little roll, so that if I grab something, I can wind it in there, I guess. But I don't know if I'll hold paper. I'm gonna have to figure this out. Okay, so before I start thinking about how attaching the signatures, I wanted to kind of get a rough feeling with what I was going to put inside. I mentioned I wanted to put these like typed papers in there that I got. And when I was taking the book apart, I noticed there was these beautiful things back there from spring term 1903. It was like somebody doing school. National BAU or BCUK, something like that. I don't know. Anyways, so you guys do know I use originals, bond and asset secure bank circulation. Oh, this is probably National Bank, maybe banks. When the legal federal notes were issued off by the government to meet the, anyways, you get the gist. So I want to make some of these, but since I am gonna be like arting, I want to put some of these in here. This is sketchbook paper. Seems to be nice stuff, like not just a regular like sketchbook paper. Almost sometimes feels like newspaper or copy paper. This one's a little thicker than that, so I liked it. So I tend to be heavy on the paint sometimes, so I like this gray tone too. I think it's nice. So I want to put some of this gray stuff in there and some of this brown stuff in it. So I guess knowing what I'm going to put in there is half the battle. And what I want to do is I want to tear the top off like this, because I love the texture. I love that. Every time I can use it, I'll use it. And then we'll fold it this way. Yep, it's perfect. So I was thinking of you doing some of these, and maybe one of these in there. Two this way or this way. I like that contrast actually. Let's see. Let me look for more stuff to put in here. Okay, so I have decided on the way I want to bind my pages. Ages ago, I made this book to kind of, it's like a just butterfly book, and I printed this with my direct to garment printer, and it's just butterflies, right? So when you open it, oh, they're flying, yes, they're so cute. I like this book. I have a lot of like, it's kind of fun because I can see how like when I started, like a book cover that has like a butterfly on it. It's not sentimental per se, but it's, you see that? Like it's a little pop up, and it moves to watch to see the butterfly. Isn't it cute? Anyways, most of these layouts that I made. Wait, is this 2 or 1? Yep, it's 2. These layouts are on somewhere on my Facebook page. This is another book cover that I made. Anyways, all this to say is that I really enjoyed the method or the way I binded. I don't know. Bind. Brain is rebooting because I don't know how that goes. But anyways, you see these like little rods? They go to here, to the middle of the signature, to here, and it goes up the center and the rod. You see it? And then but also, anyways, let me show you how it is. So this is like the locking mechanism. Stop it! Toothless! Freaking dog. Anyways, so that's how you release the mechanism. And then from right here, you see that? Like how they come undone. Let me show you not on the one, this one. And then here, they're attached. I know they're a little complicated, kind of like way of doing all this, but it's not like I'm gonna do it every time, but I do like that there's a system, you know. Anyways, Miss System, hurry up and get your idea going. Okay, so there's the signature and there's the wire. You see it? So this hooks on the top and this comes up the middle, and then it hooks onto another, what are these called, safety pins here in the middle right here. So all of them come to here, right? And then there's a wire, well in this case a thread, that pulls, and there's like a pull on it to the other side. And I really enjoyed this book. Okay guys, so I have pretty much kind of put it together, and this is what I did to the inside. It was just kind of like pieces of stuff that I had, and I put it in here, and it kind of, this I left it as is. It was part of the actual book, but my grandbaby drew on it, and now it's forever part of my art book. So I love it. I wrote his name and the year, and I love it. This is an actual pocket. Look, this is a pocket, and this is a pocket. Wait, is it? Should be. Okay, that's a pocket too. So I'm really excited about that. For the cover, I want to have a assemblage style cover. And for Christmas last year, my mother gave me a bag of stuff. If you're a junker and your mom gives you something like this, come on. And then my kids give me stuff all the time. I find things all the time. Amongst the things that my mom gave me was this. You recognize it? It's for a lighter. But you know what I'm going to do with it? It's going to go right here. And I'm going to use it for a pencil holder. Right? Okay. So that goes there. I love suns. So I have this thingamajigger. I'm gonna put it right here. Put it in the notes if you know what this is. And then I have this handle. I've had it for a long time. I never know how to use it because it goes like this, right? Or it would go like, I don't know. I think this is better. I can appreciate it more here. This, I work at, and this was in the back while I was doing maintenance, and it was part of trash, so I'm keeping it. Something like this. What do you guys think? So I want to attach them by screws, nails, or wire and stuff like that. So I want to maybe hopefully drill some holes or maybe punch out some holes. Yeah, I'll probably punch out some holes like this one. I'll probably do some screws. And this one I'll probably put a, I don't know, piece of wire and stuff like that. I have these little bits of leftovers from the hinge mechanism doohickey, and I could probably use that to like put some of this stuff together, like this one, like this, something like that. Of course, gonna bent down and like stabbed into the thing, things like that. So let me do that right now. Okay guys, so here it is. Everything's fastened. Some wiggle like this one. This one of course is meant to wiggle. How do I feel about all of them being together at the end? I feel like this one stands out more than I would want to. In camera that I see, it doesn't as much, but in real life, it's like, it sticks out sort of. But I think I'm just gonna like spray on it like black ink or something, just bring it down a little bit. I also was thinking about putting some of these around, or maybe just the one right here, which I think I am gonna do, just to put the year on it, like the year, like the one I did here. See, this one I started it in 2020. Ugh, it's already fading. 3. So it has I grabbed my big stamp, this one, and I stamped on it what year I did it. And so, and then it works out great because those are big numbers and it has 4 numbers. So I just figured I did the year. This is my more of a traditional, clean aesthetic, I feel, journaling with vintage stuff. I want it to be more of a artful mixed media kind of journaling. This is, and I've recorded this over maybe 2 months because I am in the middle of a lot of stuff, but so I'm not too sure what I've covered or not. Sorry if being repetitive, but this is my generational journal, like these that I write things that are like very important, that like I'm gonna pass on to my kids, maybe, I don't know, grandkids. And then I have my Disney journal, but you guys have seen that plenty of times. So this is gonna be my mixed media journal, right? So I'm really excited how it came out. I really love how these came out. They add a little something to the top and to the bottom of the, wait, it wasn't on here, was it? I think I was just sitting here. Yeah, I was like, no, I don't think I put it after all. Right? No, I don't think I did. I think it was in the hiding. But I decided to keep the lines. I think it adds to the aesthetic of the book. I haven't painted these because I'm wondering if I leave them like that so they can like age naturally. Like this, at some point I think this was this color, so that's kind of what I mean. Not sure yet what I want to do, so I'm gonna leave it because since I'll be playing with this a lot, I'm going to eventually figure out what I want to do with that. I really love my hinges. They work great, actually, super good. See, super good. So, and they're not coming off. They're pretty stiff. I freaking love it. I put this as a cover, just like little pieces of stuff here and there. I made one of these for, I don't know, some other project. I cut it in half, put half of it here, and then the other half here. And then I kind of like was trying to not match it, but similar it. So there's a piece of wood here, there's a piece of wood here. There's a piece of silk here. There's a piece of silk here. Blah, blah, blah. Piece of, like, splashed stuff. The cover, when I was working on it here, my grandbaby was sitting on my lap and he drew on it. So I'm keeping that part of the book raw. I wrote his name and the year he did it. And that will forever be in my book as my 1-year-old baby, grandbaby did it. So very special. I feel like he like, you know when the boats, I don't know what the name is called, when the boats like, they like hit the champagne and it, whoosh, that's what my baby did. Anyways, I put the, whatever this thing is for the lighter, and I don't have a pen that I like to go there, but I love this screwdriver, and look at it. It doesn't fall off or anything. So guess what? I mean, I have plenty of screwdrivers, so I don't see why I wouldn't keep that one there. So I'm keeping that one there. I found this tag in one of my kids' pants, so I'm keeping it there. More of my grandbaby's artwork. And I've decided to, when I was working in this journal, my son, I had an accident. I have one of those Lego globes, and it fell, and all the pieces went around the place. And so when he was putting it together without a manual, I was like, Papa, did you figure out? And at first he got frustrated, but then later he said, Mom, I found the rhythm of the pieces. And I was putting this together. So it hit me in a way that I enjoyed the smell of those words. I don't know how to say it, but the smell, the flavor of those words. So I've decided to name this book that. And I had him write it on here. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's perfect. I literally did my first little mixed media. I feel like I was a little shy and a little reserved on it, but it's okay. It's my first layout, my first spread. It's kind of like to break. What is it when you like start your first use? Anyways, so there you go. Break spell or whatever. So put all my papers in here. More artwork, of course. And all the papers are in here. And I can always take them off, put them back in there, add on. See, it has that thing. I think it looks a little empty right now. Oh, I have found this old piece of newspaper. It looks skinny right now, but believe you me, if you've been around, if you've had a junk journal or a journal in the past, you know how fat this is going to get. So I'm really happy and excited at how it came out. It was such a pleasure doing this because it's a personal use. It's not just like an art piece that I'm working on or for somebody or just an idea I had. No, it's something for me and my personal use. And I'm really excited how it came out. I think it's all me, like all these, like even this, like I've had used before. I wanted to maybe use like some of that paint with sand and put it on here and fill in those gaps, but I don't want to like be using it and it falls off and then I have a piece of white old book or cover or whatever. I don't want that idea, so I feel like I'm gonna wait and see how these areas do or fill it in with something. It's a work in progress. Every book that I use, every journal that I use, I always end up adding to it and playing with the cover because that's to me a part of the experience. Anyways, so I'm really happy how it came out. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you would make a clasp for it, a closure. I think I want to make one. Maybe here, maybe that one that closes over this thing right here. Maybe not. Maybe this part of this. I don't know. All I know is I'm really, really excited. Oh, maybe one that, oh, maybe I can use the screwdriver with it. Okay, hold on. I just had an idea. Okay. Sorry about that. So, I tied a string to the screwdriver and I made it super big so I can stretch it or whatever. Also so I can like stretch over this. But look, and then I put it through one of the holes in the back. I'm going to live with this for a little bit. If I like it, I'll reconfigure it so that the string becomes part of the book. Right now I'm just like, I tied it to these little bends and then I put it through the hole of the hinge and then just brought it to the back like this. You see that? And then just doing that. I'm gonna live with this for a little bit and see what happens, because it might be cute, right? Let's see what happens. Anywho, I'm gonna be laughing on my thing for a while. Anyways, I have to put the year somewhere here because it was a 25 years. That's why I was really, really considering it here. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it right there. I really like it. I just have to distress it a little bit, maybe. I don't know. I still gotta live with it. So, and then eventually I'll label it, and then eventually I'll play with the cover. Maybe I add and take away. I don't know. I don't know. Future Diana might be crazier than me or more conservative. I don't know. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me in today's journal make. I really appreciate you guys here. Till next time, guys, stay crafty. Love you guys so much. P.S. I decided to stamp 2025 in here. That's it.